everyone, welcome back to the Bobby King channel, your #1 source for the latest updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currencies. I'm your host, Bobby King, and today we have some exciting news straight from Iraq. We're diving into the latest developments on currency floating, including the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. Stay tuned as we break down what this means for the future of the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dong, and other currencies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get started. The global economic landscape is undergoing significant transformations, with several countries re-evaluating their monetary policies and exchange rate mechanisms. Among the most notable changes are the decisions of Iraq and Vietnam to potentially float their currencies, the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong, respectively. Concurrently, there are reports that Saudi Arabia has not renewed its agreement to deal oil exclusively in US dollars, an arrangement that has lasted for approximately 80 years. These developments are poised to have far-reaching implications for global trade, currency markets, and the geopolitical balance of power. Floating currencies, an overview. Floating currencies refer to exchange rates that are determined by the foreign exchange market through supply and demand relative to other currencies. This system contrasts with fixed or pegged exchange rates, where a currency's value is tied to another currency, a basket of currencies, or a commodity like gold. The shift to a floating exchange rate can offer several benefits, including greater flexibility, the ability to respond to economic shocks, and the potential for a more balanced trade environment. The Iraqi dinar, transition to a float. Historical context and current challenges. The Iraqi dinar has faced significant challenges over the past few decades. Iraq's economy has been heavily influenced by wars, sanctions, and political instability. The country's currency was pegged to the US dollar for a long time, providing some stability but also limiting monetary policy flexibility. In recent years, there has been growing discussion about transitioning the dinar to a floating exchange rate. Rationale behind floating the dinar. The primary motivation for floating the Iraqi dinar is to enhance its strength and stability in the global market. By allowing the dinar to float, Iraq aims to increase currency value. A floating currency can appreciate based on market dynamics and economic performance, potentially increasing the dinar's value compared to the dollar and other currencies. Attract foreign investment. A stronger, more stable currency could make Iraq more attractive to foreign investors, fostering economic growth and development. Reduce dependence on the US dollar. By decoupling from the dollar, Iraq seeks to reduce its economic dependency on the US and mitigate the impact of US monetary policy on its economy. Improve trade balance. A floating dinar could help correct trade imbalances by making exports more competitive and imports more expensive, encouraging domestic production. Implications for Iraqi citizens. For Iraqi citizens, the transition to a floating currency is being presented as a positive development. The government and financial experts argue that a stronger dinar will improve purchasing power, reduce inflation, and enhance overall economic stability. This move is expected to be a significant step in rebuilding the nation's economy and integrating it more fully into the global financial system. The Vietnamese dong, a parallel move. Vietnam's economic growth. Vietnam's economy has been one of the fastest growing in the world, driven by manufacturing, exports, and foreign investment. The Vietnamese dong has historically been pegged to the US dollar, with the State Bank of Vietnam managing its value to maintain economic stability. Floating the dong, objectives and benefits. The Vietnamese government is considering floating the dong to enhance economic resilience. A floating dong would allow Vietnam to better absorb external economic shocks and adjust to global market changes. Promote trade competitiveness. By letting the market determine the dong's value, Vietnamese exports could become more competitive, boosting trade and economic growth. Attract and retain foreign investment. A market-driven currency is often seen as more transparent and predictable, potentially attracting more foreign investors. Facilitate economic modernization. Floating the dong could be part of broader economic reforms aimed at modernizing Vietnam's financial sector and integrating it more deeply into the global economy. Potential risks and mitigation. While floating the dong offers many benefits, there are also risks, such as increased volatility and inflation. The Vietnamese government is likely to implement gradual and carefully managed steps to mitigate these risks, possibly starting with a managed float before transitioning to a fully free floating regime. Saudi Arabia and the petrodollar, a strategic shift. The petrodollar system. For nearly 80 years, Saudi Arabia has been the cornerstone of the petrodollar system, an arrangement where oil is traded exclusively in US dollars. This system has significantly benefited the US by creating demand for its currency and securities. In return, Saudi Arabia has enjoyed military and economic support from the US. Potential changes to the agreement. Reports suggest that Saudi Arabia has not renewed its agreement to deal oil exclusively in US dollars. This move could have profound implications for global currency markets and the geopolitical landscape. Key reasons for this potential shift include economic diversification. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 aims to diversify its economy away from oil dependency, reducing its reliance on the US dollar. Geopolitical realignments. As global power dynamics shift, Saudi Arabia might seek to strengthen ties with other major economies like China and the European Union, which might involve trading oil in other currencies. Currency risk management. By diversifying the currencies in which it trades oil, Saudi Arabia can better manage currency risks and reduce exposure to fluctuations in the US dollar. Global implications. The end of the petrodollar system could lead to significant changes in global financial markets, including increased demand for other currencies. If oil is traded in multiple currencies, demand for currencies like the euro, yuan, and yen could increase. Reduced US dollar dominance. A decline in the dollar's role as the world's primary reserve currency could impact its value and the US's ability to borrow cheaply. Market volatility. The transition period could see increased volatility in currency and oil markets as traders and investors adjust to the new dynamics. In conclusion, I encourage my friends who are watching to stay positive and patient, as patience is the key to success. Please subscribe to my channel and support me. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.